I am tired of living in fear.
What could it mean to actually be a peacemaker in a world where we're specializing in chaos?
There's so much that tells us we're not good enough.
There's so many people who are hurting.
There's a longing inside of us for another world, something better than what's here right now.
These ancient sayings bring us into a way of being that have been hidden.
Okay, we're not going with a superficial idea that doesn't strike a chord of where we are today in our world. This is speaking directly into our world.
What does this world need more than peacemakers, than mercy, than goodness?
There is a new way to be human. The Beatitudes invite us into that possibility.
These are sayings that speak to those who are on the outskirts, and recognizing that this is for everyone, that all are welcome.
Jesus said, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." Our culture is based on the pursuit of happiness. But does trying to be happy actually make us happy? Many difficult things happen in our lives, and hearing someone tell us to just cheer up rarely helps. We live in a world of wonder and great beauty, but also a world of difficulty and great tragedy. When someone close to you dies, or when you hear about the latest bombing, the only thing that makes sense is to grieve. If your heart breaks and you don't take time to mourn, the pain only goes deeper. The sadness ends up leaking out in other ways: anger, stress, physical illness, depression, or dependency on some kind of escape like food, entertainment, alcohol, drug use, or some other distraction. We human beings have always looked for ways to escape, distract, or numb ourselves from the harsh realities of life. We live unconsciously running from pain. Maybe we run because we think that all that there is despair. But as anyone in recovery knows, running from the pain doesn't help. So this beat invites us to stop running, to face our pain. In ancient cultures, people knew how to mourn. They tore their clothes. They poured ashes on their heads. They sat in the dirt and raised their voices in lament. Sit down right now, wherever you are. Put your head in your hands and reflect on these questions. When you look at the world, what breaks your heart? What do you see that grieves you and makes you sad? Name it out loud. And what about you? What's broken in you? Where do you feel loneliness, sadness, disappointment, and pain? Speak it out loud. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Brokenness and pain are not the end of the story. Jesus invites us into the reality that even in the middle of difficulty, if we have the courage to name and sit with our pain, we may experience comfort and solace. So today, we face our pain. We choose the way of lament. We sit and weep, and we wait for comfort.
Broken holiday, the angels say,
I had an idea, which was to explore the Beatitudes. It seemed to resonate with the times.
Those words of wisdom remind us that we are blessed.
Just the idea of the Beatitudes became this very compelling thing that we wanted to find a way to invite people in.
I'm not the first person in human history to think, hey, the Beatitudes are quite good. But this seemed to come with a kind of a ready-made idea, which was that music was really important in this.
I like the idea of a soundtrack to the Beatitudes. And that still is the thing that captures my imagination.
I began to travel and meet a whole bunch of thinkers, creatives, artists, musicians, putting the Beatitudes into practice or exploring them creatively.
I was like, this sounds awesome, yes! And I'll learn more about it later.
I love the fact that it's a connection between so many musicians worldwide.
It was just come along for this ride, meet with some other creatives and let's see what would happen.
The arts and theology and spiritual formation are really great conversation partners.
So we assembled what we now call 9 Beats Collective and began to write and to think and to work together.
These words are a couple hours old, so maybe some of them will make it, but we're all friends, right?
You have a collection of songwriters, artists, musicians that aren't trying to set the Beatitudes to music, but rather try to find the essence of what it is.
I would be able to explore sayings of Jesus in ways that were meaningful, but also that led to action.
What's your way? What's the way you wake up in the morning saying, I'm gonna follow today?
All of a sudden, this becomes not just a walk through some really nice sayings of Jesus. This is radical disruption.
Lord, please free me from this entitlement section farther, up to my neck in it. Christ is my master and I'm here to represent it.
Since then, we've completed this double album that's just come out. We've done a book called Ninefold Path and many other things, an online presence that's growing. And the world's changed, so it's come towards the project. And it just seems that there's even more resonance.
This voice that we're trying to make heard is important these days. I think we need a shift in the way we look at what we value.
I've come so that they may have life to the full.
What does this mean for us today, and how do we invite people on this journey?
I really do think this has got a lot more to come yet.
And if you get a glimmer of something that could actually give hope and actually transform the human heart and communities and the world, that's powerful.